Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, and there's Mildred enjoying a little snack. Yes, we have a wonderful new disc. Finster's actually right behind her, being jealous, wondering what she's doing up there. Let's see if she'll put it in appearance, too. Well, there. I mean, that's much more interesting than anything I'm going to say, isn't it? So while she munches away, she'll jump down presently. We have, let's see. Oh, look. Oh, knew it. I told you they would vanish. We have a new disc of piano works for piano and orchestra, by Fauré and Poulenc. Really very good coupling, featuring Romain Descharmes piano and the Malmö Opera Orchestra under Michael Halász. Now, Halász, whatever you pronounce it. Do it the way you want. Okay, look. Smart coupling. Nice performances with one teeny tiny exception. We begin with the Fauré Ballade in F sharp major in the version for piano and orchestra, which was arranged in 1881. The orchestra has virtually nothing to do. I mean, nothing. You'd hardly know it's there. Every so often it creeps in to accompany the piano. It's really lovely. Absolutely lovely, but you do kind of wonder what the orchestra is doing there. I mean, it's anybody's guess. Then we have the Poulenc Piano Concerto. Now, I love this piano concerto. The opening tune, oh, it's to die for. Oh, my goodness. Da 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 da. Oh, it's gorgeous. And it's rather nicely done here. It's funny. It's a very tricky piece to bring out, to carry off properly. What you need to do is play the melodies with a certain firmness so that you hear them, outlined on the accompaniment. It can't sound too fragile because the melodies themselves do all of that. They convey all of that sort of romantic yearning and quasi-cheesy film score, salon-like quality that Poulenc built into the piece. The second movement, which is da 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 da. I mean, you just imagine a movie where you've got like Bogart and Bacall sitting in a cafe in Morocco with the palm trees, and it's so fabulous. It really is. And the only problem with this performance is the central part of that slow movement, which is in quicker tempo, is just a bit too slow. There isn't enough contrast. Because this is not a virtuoso concerto, not by any stretch of the imagination. It's all color and character. And so you have to really sort of maximize the contrast. And that central section just needs to have more oomph. Jump, the piano, and Anyway, but it's not terrible. It's not terrible. The finale is delightful and fun. Then we've got the Fauré Fantasie, Opus 111. Very, very late work, 1918. Wonderfully subtle harmonically. Really, really beautiful. I mean, Fauré is just very, very interesting because he has a real originality of style. And if you listen to it carefully, it doesn't go where you think it's supposed to go, or where there's a lot of subtle surprise in the music. Let's put it that way. It keeps you going. In other words, no matter how gentle it is, or or how emotionally reticent you may feel, it gets to you somehow. Really, it's just a lovely work, and it's very, very beautifully played here. I mean, it's 14 minutes and 50 seconds of total yumminess, but subtle. It's subtle, so we have to understand that. Then finally, last but not least, the Poulenc Aubade, which has been recorded about 1 trillion times and which seems to be totally unkillable. I mean, I've never really heard a bad performance of it. It's for piano and I think 18 wind instruments. It has no strings. I mean, it's right up Poulenc's alley. It's a choreographic concerto. It's really a ballet, but it's done as a concerto for piano and winds. And it's a wonderful sort of sui generis work. And I just adore the thing. I mean, it's got tunes, and it's got wonderful crunchy dissonances and nice, hard, crisp, clean sonorities, and it's beautifully played here. It really is. I just love that second part, the Diane and her companions, or whatever it's called, da 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 da. and then it speeds up. You know, Poulenc could take what sounds like nursery rhyme tunes or children's tunes and just make them so sexy and sophisticated. It's just marvelous. So that's enjoyable too. So this is one of those discs that I think the whole is sort of greater than the sum of its parts. The performance of the concerto isn't perfect, but it's very good. And everything else is just fine. And you play the whole thing, which is what I did. I usually don't do that when you have these mixed programs, but it's very carefully designed. And, you know, the order of things is Fauré, Poulenc. And so you really have this wonderful contrast and of style, but somehow it's all kind of French. I mean, you kind of know where it's coming from. It's really fun. It's really fun. It was really fun and very, very enjoyable, well recorded, well played. And even though you may have 30 billion recordings of these things, I mean, you might want to try this. I think it's worth having for the two Fauré works, which are hard to find separately. And the Poulenc's very good. So, yeah, a good release. Keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take care.